Nobody wants to get a vehicle and it not be reliable, especially an electric vehicle like the Sur Ron X. Now, I've had this thing for going on 6 months now. I've done every single mod to it pretty much that you can think of. 72-volt battery, controller, aftermarket wheels, the whole 9 yards. And I have learned the ins and outs of Sur Ron ownership. I've put over 2,000 miles on this bike, and by now I can tell you guys everything that you need to know before you get one of these and what you need to look out for on these bikes. So let's go ahead and hop on here, go for a rip, and I'll explain to you guys everything that you need to know. Bro, that was by far one of the longest burnouts I've done on this thing. The grass is so wet this morning, I had to give it a go. Check this out. Oh, that's comedy. Starts right here, keeps going, keeps going, keeps going, keeps going right here. And then I stopped because I didn't know if you guys could even see me anymore. So to start off, I'm going to talk about the problems I've had with my bike. And knock on wood, man, I have not had like anything wrong with my bike at all, which is so awesome. Like really the biggest thing I've had with my bike is a nail got stuck in the back tire, 12-inch mini motos, and a piece broke off in there and just kept popping inner tubes. That was the biggest issue I had, which really wasn't even a problem with the bike. Just didn't get the whole nail out. Besides that, there has literally been no problems. Well, I guess there has been a problem, and that was the brakes. Now, my brakes completely crapped out on me. Although looking back, I do think it was probably my fault. I didn't know anything about brakes. I've never bled brakes or anything like that. So I'm pretty sure I just let my brake pads get too low, and one of the pistons ended up popping out of my back brake, and then the fluid leaked everywhere, and it was just a mess. And it wasn't even really worth it to try to rebuild that brake. So I went ahead and got these TRPs. These things have been absolutely awesome. And I will say that even though my brakes failed more than likely because of me being an idiot, the brakes on this bike are not good at all, dude. Like if you add, there's a truck behind me. If you add any power to this bike, even a controller, and you up the top speed by a few miles an hour, you need better brakes. Like these are crappy Chinese mountain bike brakes, and they do not cut it when your bike goes 60+ miles an hour. So yeah, you definitely got to get some brakes on this thing. Now those are really the only issues I've had with my bike, but when it comes to issues that this bike can have, I have heard countless problems. Heard a lot of people switch to Talaria Sting because apparently it's supposed to not have a lot of those problems. The main one being the jack shaft. Now, don't quote me, let me know in the comments, I guess would be the better thing to say, but I'm pretty positive you really only have to worry about the jack shaft if you're a heavier rider. It does not seem like that people who weigh under like 180 really have to worry about the jack shaft bearing too much. But dude, if you look into the jack shaft problem on these bikes, I mean, there's new posts almost on a daily basis about people talking about, what is this squeaking noise? How do I fix it? And their jack shaft is blowing, basically. Jack shaft is blowing, basically. So you really got to keep that in mind. If you are a heavier rider, you might just want to look into Talaria Sting because that appears to have been fixed on that bike. Now, another weakness these bikes have is around the foot peg area. What the foot pegs connect to is made of super cheap, crappy metal, and I see people breaking their foot peg mounts all the time. Now, I have the Grit Shift peg spacer. I don't know if you can see it down there, but that's supposed to stop your peg braces from snapping, basically, if you hit big jumps and whatnot. I don't really jump this thing too much. I would love to start jumping this thing, but I really need to get some better wheels and tires. Not better wheels and tires, bigger wheels and tires. These 12 inches, they're just not cut out for that kind of off-roading and stuff. But I know MTC Designs and a few other companies make better aftermarket, cooler colored peg brackets that you can attach your pegs to that are not gonna break as easily. Or you could just take the $20 off and get the mount, like the bracket down there, the bar down there that's supposed to stabilize everything a lot more. But just know, if you get this bike and plan to ride it super hard, jump big jumps, take that on hard enduro, that's something you gotta worry about. And you never want your feet flying out from under you whenever you're riding this thing at its full potential. But I mean, really, besides that, there's not too many issues that you have to worry about on this bike. It is an awesome bike. It is extremely reliable, and no complaints so far from me, man, honestly. As long as you're on top of maintenance, there's nothing you really got to worry about. Unfortunately, right now, I still am rocking the left-handed camera holding technique, so it's it's not going to be super easy for this, but I got this hill climb right here that I want to take you guys up and hopefully actually be able to get up here, because I can only partially hold the left grip. So this thing at 9,000 watts is just a beast. Like, I used to take this bike up this hill, this is going to be hard right here, with stock power, and it was not that easy, I'm not going to lie. This is a pretty beefy hill right here. I don't know how it looks on camera. Ooh, not deep. Get any massive rocks. Take some gravel right here. This part right here is always fairly technical, and with these 12 inches, it's not too easy. Alright, it's fairly simple. We got another big turn coming up though. This hill is so fun, man. Like, these bikes, I don't know, there's just something about them. It is just the most fun money I've spent in a long time, bro. Try not to shake the battery out of the spot that it's sitting at. I'm gonna do a burnout up this hill too, because why not? Check out this view, guys. Like, it is just, I don't know, man. I love this spot. I love coming up here. I don't know how the GoPro picks all this up, but that just goes for miles, dude. There's a giant Kentucky River down there. But yeah, guys, I really hope you enjoyed this one. I hope you learned something in this video. There's not really too much to talk about when it comes to reliability besides, you know, what I just mentioned. But besides that, thankfully, there's nothing you got to worry about on these bikes besides maybe here and there, as long as you stay on top of maintenance, which in a car is like oil changes and whatnot. You know, any new car can go hundreds of thousands of miles if you just stay on top of the maintenance. This bike right here could easily go tens of thousands of miles as long as you keep up with everything. It's really that simple. Now, if you weigh probably over 180 to 200 pounds, you could start having some problems with this bike. Now, the Talaria Sting, on the other hand, if you're looking at one of these bikes and you weigh a little bit more, just go with the Talaria Sting. That seems to be the perfect median. But yeah, guys, once again, let me know what kind of mount I should get for the GoPro so I don't have to hold this thing in my hand. If I should get like a chest mount, a face mount, or a head mount, or just whatever, let me know down in the comments below. Thank you guys for all the support. Peace out. I'll see you in the next one.